Welcome to the third video in a series of tutorials to help you navigate the Retirement Optimizer program. This video will work through the inputs on step 3 of the solver, duration targets. Let's begin. First, enter the date of birth for the client and for their spouse, entered as the year, month, and date. Should you input an incorrect format, or a date that does not exist, the solver will not let you move to subsequent steps. A pop-up window will appear with examples of the required format. Next, enter how many years the financial plan is for. If income needs are expected to remain the same throughout the duration of retirement, select No on the following question. Then enter the annual amount the client expects to spend during retirement, as well as the expected inflation rate. If it is expected expenditure will change throughout the duration of retirement, select Yes and a table will appear. Now enter the details of the various expected expenses into the table. First, describe the expense. In this example, we will start with the base amount. This includes any common expenses, such as bills, rent, mortgages, or food. Next, enter the year the expense will begin and end in relation to the current year. If the expense begins at the expected start of retirement in 5 years' time and lasts 10 years, we would enter 5 and 15 respectively. In this example, the individual will start retirement this year and would like the financial plan to last for 30 years, so we will enter a 1 and 30. Next, enter the annual amount expected to be spent after taxes, followed by the interval number of years the expense will occur. In this example, the base amount will occur every year, so we enter a 1. Finally, enter the expected inflation. If you would like to see the total annual expenses from the table, you can click the Toggle Results button. The values will be added from each new row by hitting Enter or Recalculate. This table can also be found in Step 13, with all of the tables and graphs following analysis. Let's work through another example. To create a new row, click Add Item. In this example, let's say the client would like to budget for travel in the first 10 years of their retirement. The start year will be 1 and the end year will be 10. They will budget $10,000 per year of travel and will take a trip every 2 years. Note that the table on the right will update with our new row when we hit Enter or when we click Recalculate. There is also the option to include charitable spending in the table. Let's say 5 years into retirement, the client would like to begin making donations to a local charity and will continue donations for 10 years' time. So we will enter a 5 in the start year and 15 in the end year. To help calculate the approximate value of what their desired donation would be in 5 years' time, we can use the Future Values calculator. This tool is found in the right-hand pages of steps where projected future values may be required. To use the calculator, click on the button and a pop-up window will appear. Enter the current value and the expected average annual growth. Then enter how many years in the future you would like the adjusted value. The contributions table is a tool to assist in future steps and can be ignored at this time. Hit Enter to update the calculated value with the new inputs and copy the value by clicking on the respective button. Now we can paste the value into the relevant field. Then we enter how often they will make the donation within the 10 years and the expected inflation. Finally, we check off that it is a charitable donation. Once again, the table on the right will automatically update and the values are ready for analysis. To finish Step 13, enter the last year's taxable income for the client and the spouse. Congratulations on completing Step 3 of the solver. Join us in our next video that details the income table in Step 4.